on that film issue, the government says they're going to abolish the UK Film Council. Do you think that's going to have a really damaging effect on the ability to create homegrown films aside from the world of Hollywood?
I do it myself. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm a fan of the UK film industry, the UK Film Council. I think it did need some sort of change within its bureaucracy, but I think its existence is really important, particularly again for first-time filmmakers, and not just in front of the camera, but for all sides of the technical business that we're involved in. And I think it's wrong to say that it's a puppet of any sort of American film industry. The UK film industry last year earned billions for this film. And all, looking through the papers recently, they've cited one film, which is The Sex Lives of the Potato Head, or whatever it was called. That's their big thing because it failed in a spectacular way. But actually, their successes have been massive. So, it did need to change in some way, but I'm really angry and upset that it's been threatened with closure, which I think is terrible.
Natasha, do you feel the same?
Well, I think to go back to an earlier point about box office openings, I think it's the death of creativity, because what you're saying then is, well, we're going to hand over all these decisions are based upon media and publicity, how much budget you have for publicity is essentially a film's success or not. Its content or value is almost irrelevant, and quite often that goes with the stars that you have in it and how much media attention those stars attract. But I just think so decisions are being made in a very sort of result-oriented way. So you'll choose this star and that star because last time they had X number of box office, this director because he had or she had that, and we'll throw it together with a poster with a white background because people like white backgrounds, and put all these sorts of crazy decisions. And yet the films that last and the films that we go back and watch on DVD or Netflix or whatever have never been marketed in that way. There's no longevity to that. We're not, for our kids, what are we leaving them? A legacy? I mean, it makes me mad. And the Film Council, I think, gave opportunities and chances, as David said, to new filmmakers, to nurturing ideas rather than just commercial success. I think we've got to get that balance back, and it's terribly important.
When you see it abroad, I mean, you see like France do that a lot. I mean, because they have the language thing, the French are very protective of their culture and how they so you go to their multiplexes and they have a whole sort of scheme that they have to have French films playing, and we don't sort of have that because we share the same language. So it's important that someone's keeping an eye on all that,
And there is a market. It's funny. There's my parents' generation, but particularly, there's a sort of baby boom audience, 60-something-year-olds who are going around. There's nothing they want to see in the cinemas. Nothing. There's a huge market there to make good quality movies, and I think, anyway.
I mean, if you do look at those classic films and think about them and how they would get made today, look at something like Brief Encounter. You would never have those two actors in the lead. Two people who look very real, and and this massive love affair that breaks down, that doesn't have that cumulative thing. It gets grubby, and it'd be interesting to see, to play that game of like, okay, we're doing it in 2011. Who's in it? You know what I mean? And how does it end? It's quite. And
yet, look at the references that we all make to that film all the time.
And a lot of those great British films.
Who would be in it?
Me and you on the Eurostar.